Well, good morning, everybody. And this morning we are going to be working on the drag and drive car, the 2015 Caprice. We're just going to pretty it up a little bit. Spent all day, a couple days ago, just getting the interior cleaned up. And what we're going to do now is I'm started before I turned the camera on, got everything all masked off that I want to mask off. I wasn't going to buff the hood. But there's some deep, I don't know, sap marks or something on the hood that I want to see if this stuff takes off. So rather than spend $165 on the 3M products, I went with the Meguiar's for $40. We'll see if it works. It's not going to be a lot of time wasted if it's money saved. So we'll give that a try. I'll put you guys on the tripod. We'll do a little bit of the hood. Like I said, I wasn't going to do the hood. I was just going to do the sides. And I'm definitely not going to do the roof. And you guys can see why. The roof needs work. It will get paint. The deck lid, same situation. The plastics on the bumpers, bumper covers, those are going to be done by hand only. So let's give it a shot. I mean, the paint doesn't look real bad. It has some scratches and it has some, I'm going to say, sap marks from being parked under a tree. Anyway, let us get you guys on the tripod, put you in fast motion. We'll work on the hood first. Even though the paint is, cracking a little bit, I want to give it a try. All right, let's do this. All right, well, my machine cut off at exactly 10 minutes of slow motion time, or time-lapse time. So I'm gonna have to read the instructions and find out how this thing works, but so far I'm really liking it. Anyway, I don't know that they actually recommend using this on headlights, but with just a little bit of work there, I can tell you, it works. It does take off a little of the pitting and whatnot on there. So let's see how it did on here. It says to wipe it off with a microfiber towel. And I don't know, it's not hot. This stuff seems to be sticking to the paint. Huh. I wonder if I didn't use enough. Or whether I should use just a rotary instead of a DA. Let me see if my other machine is a rotary instead of DA. No, I'm not seeing it as both. But I do know where there is one. I think what I'm going to do, I mean, some of it wipes off, some of it does not. I just think I didn't put enough on. See, it's not wiping off. It sort of went into the paint. That's not good. That's not at all what we want. So, let me get the rotary and we'll try this again. All right, well, with a little bit of work, a little bit of experimentation, and reading the directions, I think I didn't put enough product on. It was getting down into the bad stuff and staying because there wasn't enough product to lift it off, if that makes any sense. So let me bring you in here and see what we ended up with. Now, again, I wasn't even going to do the hood simply because the hood is in such bad shape it needs to be repainted, sanded to metal and repainted anyway. But I wanted to practice on the hood in case I made some serious mistakes and started burning through paint. So let's take a look. Here we go with the side that's been buffed. And we'll move right over. Don't worry about this edge because that's where I sort of stopped. But side by side, see how dull that is? You see how shiny that is? That's with, okay, after learning how to do it correctly by trial and error, that's 10 minutes doing the hood. So probably 2 or 3 hours on the whole car, on the sides. And I also learned do a little bit at a time. Don't try and do the whole side of the hood. It says you can do a 2x2 area. I think that's a bit much. So I'm going to do a smaller area. I'm going to finish up on this hood. I might work a little bit more on the headlights at a little higher speed. Because you can see already, that's like 3 minutes on there. And this is what it looked like before. I mean, it's gray on this side, and it's got a couple little gray spots on that side, but mostly clear. So this is a cutting compound, and then you put the polishing compound on it, and then wax. So I'll come back when I've got a bit more of it done, and you can see, hopefully, the dramatic difference. All right, here we are. And I don't mind telling you, I'm a little bit tired because I've been buffing on this thing for the last 4 hours. And yeah, I know it seems like a lot for what got done, but trust me, it was worth it. Let's take a look. So this is what the whole car looked like. I don't know if this is going to show you the whole picture, but you can see all the defects in the paint. And then you come over here to the side, and it's not even waxed yet. And the whole side looks like that, both sides and the hood. The paint on the hood is just needs to be sanded off and redone. But the rest of the car, I wanted to get impressions of the decals off. There was just a couple little edges left on the decals, so I said, why not? Let's get the 3M stuff. And then I said, well, that's kind of expensive, so let's get the Meguiar's. And I'll tell you what, yes, it did take a little bit of work, but by gosh, this thing looks, I'm going to say it looks better than new, and I'm going to say it probably never had a wax. And once you follow the instructions with the Meguiar's, it actually works very well. What happened on the hood when I first started was that I was using a wool pad instead of a foam pad, and they recommend using the foam pad. So hey, when you read the instructions and follow the instructions, it tends to work out a little bit better. New wiper blades, I just put them on. I'm getting ready to go inside and have a shower and a cold snack, not necessarily in that order. So I do want to thank you guys for following along. I appreciate it. I'm going to work on wax and cleaning the seats tomorrow because it's a little late in the day. Still daylight, but I'm tired. So there you go. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Come back again real soon. We'll be working on this thing. I got to get the C10 off the ramp and get the Corvette on there so we can see what's going on with the transmission, see how bad the engine is, so that I can see if I want to pull the thing out and totally rebuild it, or just slip the cam and heads on it, manifold, carburetor, distributor, and call it good. So We've got these two blocks here. We need to decide what to do with them. This one came out of the truck. I know it's a good running engine. This one I bought, and after I got it home, I realized it had got so hot. The inside of it was like tar, and the color of the block, as a matter of fact, is black on the back and red on the front. That's from the heat. All right, thanks for watching. See you guys soon on the next one. Well, good morning, everybody. Appreciate you tuning back in. Here we are with the 2015 Caprice PPV police car. And I did clean out the inside fairly well, and I needed to do the seats. And I have this little machine here that I do that with. It doesn't look very big in the video, but it's a nice size machine for spot cleaning. Well, actually, it's called a Spot Clean Pro. So there you go. So I cleaned the seats, and I'm hoping, I didn't want to bore you guys with all that. I'm hoping that is because of coffee. I got a lot of brown water out of those seats. And like I said, I'm sure that has never been done in the 8 years that this car's been on the road. But, yeah. I'm really hoping that somebody spilled their coffee in there on both seats. But they look really good now. They look almost like new. So, I'm going to run that fan for a while, dry these seats out a bit, and start on putting a coat of wax on this thing. Since we did all of the car parts that we're not going to repaint with the compound and then the polish, and now we're going to go with wax. And what I used was the Mirror Glaze 210 after using the Mirror Glaze 110. And I can tell you what, it really cleaned up this car. It really did. I'm kind of impressed. So what we'll do now is throw on a coat of wax, help protect it, and I'll bring you guys back when we're all done. Thanks for watching. One thing we didn't get done yesterday is repairing this piece here. The paint peeled off when they took off some equipment off the roof. So we will properly repair that. First thing you need to do is properly prep the area. Perfect. Then apply your duplicolor. Just enough to keep it from rusting. Not so much that it's going to be way too much for sanding later, because that's all going to have to come off when it's time to repaint the hood, the deck lid, and the roof. So that's all that is there for, is a little rust prevention. It's not permanent, but you know what they say, there's nothing more permanent than a temporary fix that works. So there we go. That's a temporary fix, and it'll probably work, but I'm hoping it's not going to be permanent. I got a lot of stuff to do in here, like over there. Working on that starting tomorrow. So I'm going to get all this done, get my tree trimming done. This is all waxed up real nice. It came out fantastic. It really did. I'm totally impressed. I've got to get my pole saw put together and working, and then we're good to go. You can probably still see the difference between the side, right, and the deck lid, where I did not do anything other than a quick coat of wax. Huge difference. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. We'll be back real soon. See you again on the next one.